everybody. I'm Callan Hughes, and I am here at Beetlejuice, the musical. I am the sound effects operator on the show, and I'm going to show you a little bit about what we do in the sound department, what I do as a sound effects person, maybe some other fun, cool technical stuff, just sort of take you through a day in what my work life looks like, and other people in my department, what we all do. I don't know, we'll see where this goes. So I'm now inside, I'm sitting at my desk behind me, but before we get started talking about sound stuff and introducing you to the rest of the sound department, I wanted to just tell you a little bit about who I am and how I ended up here. I'm the sound effects operator on the show. That is not a normal job on a show. Normally the person who mixes the show, the A1, would also run the sound effects. This show happens to have hundreds and hundreds of sound cues, most of which are taken visually, so by looking and watching the action on stage, which means that for a mixer to try to split their focus between mixing the show and also taking visual cues, just a little bit too much in this case. So there are two of us out here instead of just one, and my job exists for that reason. I got involved with Beetlejuice in 2017 in the fall on a workshop that was done at Baruch College. They knew all the way back then, and even before that, that they were going to need this sound effects position on the show. And Alex Timbers, our director, really likes to work with as many of the elements as possible. So I was with the show in rehearsals, in workshops, running sound cues along with the actors as they rehearse the scenes, keeping up with changes, building new things, getting new things from the designer, keeping the file up to date, and was really involved in the creative process in that way, which was very cool for me. At this point, the show is set. It runs as is. No cues are added or changed. I still react to things that are done a little differently every day, but pretty much we know how it is now. We know what the cues are. We know where they go. And it is, we're able to replicate it night to night, which is the end goal of pretty much any tech person or tech department. We get a lot of young people who come back who are curious about tech or who do tech at their high schools or in their colleges, and they always want to know sort of how we ended up here, what the trajectory is, the career path, how to get to Broadway, basically. And there is absolutely no one set way to do that. I started doing sound as a high schooler. I really wanted to be an actor, and I have very bad anxiety, and I was just never at ease on stage, and so I wanted to be involved in drama still, and I thought switching over to the tech side of things might be more my speed. Turns out it was. I wanted to do lighting, but there was nobody able to do sound at the time, and so they said, hey, we don't have any lighting spots open, but we do have a sound spot, so would you be interested in doing that? And I was like, sure, I'm not really interested, but I'll give it a go. And then it turned out I really liked it. Hey, so I am currently up in the mezzanine. We're going to open the house in a minute, but I just wanted to show you what it looks like in here before anybody comes in. We're in our pre-show look now, so let me just turn this around. So there's the stage, big Beetlejuice neon sign, all these empty seats about to be filled up. I work downstairs, so I don't actually get to see it from up here very often. Looks nice, right? Hey, it's like 7:57. I'm going to walk out front right now. We're going to do our Friday night show. I'm currently here with my friend who got cut, Flat Guy, and everybody's favorite. Oh, there he is, Shrunken Head. Hey, dude. Okay, let's go outside. Okay, let's go out front. You can see sort of everybody's coming in. And then here's Dave. Here's my spot. Have a good show. Okay, so now we're really about to start the show. So this is what my desk looks like once I open up all the screens. Here's Chris Kugel, our music director, getting ready, putting his ears in. We're about to go. It's Dave with his fancy Beetlejuice phone.
And such a bold departure from the original source material!
So, I just wanted to take a minute and show you my desk. I've got two computers here. They're KVMs, which means I can see any computers that are on our network. I've got this video screen here that has this nifty switcher so that I can see some different angles for different cueing. The one I live on all the time, pretty much this one is the conductor shot. So our conductor will stand there and I cue a lot of stuff off of him. And it's just helpful to be able to see him as much as possible. But so like I also look at this. This is our stage left in one camera. I can see some of the doors from here. It's a little bit easier to see some stuff from the side sometimes if people are straight on. And I need to see from the back. I've got this overhead camera, which isn't a very good view right now because they're doing some work on stage. Here's the upstage version of that, so you can see that's the floor of the house from above. I also look at this pit lift cam for some prop stuff and some automation stuff. And then this is the trap room down in the basement, which I also look at sometimes. Dave's checked the speakers, I checked the camera, now we're going to check QLab. So we're going to start checking them by checking the backup. So I have this little button on my desk that switches between main and backup. And then Dave's going to fire a cue from the console.
1.
And you can hear, that's our associate sound designer, Justin, his very own voice. And that will just go through each of the QLab outputs. So that's each of the speakers or groups of speakers that is fired from QLab, just to make sure that everything is going everywhere that it needs to. And then we will repeat this test with the main side of QLab once we get to 21. So our next step in preset is to check all the mics, the actor mics. Later we'll do the band mics. So Dan Schreiber here, let me actually. So this is Dan. Hi Dan. Dan's in for Matt Walsh, who is away this weekend. So Dan is running our A2 track, and so he's just brought up all of these shoe bags that have microphones in them. Each of the mics is labeled with the person's name, the character's name, a little picture of them, and then after we check them out here, Dan will bring them upstairs and distribute them to all the dressing rooms. Okay, so we checked all the mics, actor mics. Dan went upstairs to pass them all out, and now Dave is going through with our A2 Backstage, and they're checking all of the band mics. How many mics do you think are in the band, Dave? 65. Cool. Yeah, so there's 65 mics down in the band. The band is split between 2 different rooms, so half of them are in the pit, and half of them are in this, we call it remote band room, and that's where the drummer, percussionist, guitar players, bassist, that's it. 5 of them live down there. So every show, again, we go through and we check each of those mics. The A2 will scratch them, and Dave is listening and soloing in on each of them individually. So those are our cue lights. So when those come on, that means we're in standby for the top of the show. And when those go off, that is our cue to begin. So that's the way that the cue light functions. On is standby, off then is the go. And once we check in, once everybody's ready to go, all these cue lights will come on. Mine here, Dave has one over there, and then Chris, let's see if you can see, in this corner right here, Chris has one as well. Okay, so we've done our check-in. We are in the last phase of the pre-show music. You can hear it getting louder. Everybody's checked in. Chris is in his spot. Cue lights are about to go on, and then we will begin the show. There's a pit, right? A regular pit which has most of our musicians in it, and then we also have this orchestra remote room, which is where our 2 guitar players, our bassist, our drummer, and our percussionist all play. So I'm gonna take you in because they have a lot of fun stuff going on in here. So let's go say hello. You can see 2 guitar chairs, drums in there, and then bassist here, and then let's go say hi to Josh. He's got all kinds of stuff.
Well, hello!
Hey, Josh, how you doing?
I'm good.
Wait, Josh, what's your last name? I don't know your last name.
Samuels.
For the people.
Yes, Josh Samuels.
So Josh is our percussionist on the show. You can see he has absolutely decked out his room. It's utter madness in here.
It's utter madness.
He was
Reflection of the show.
Or were you just telling me about your lights? They're cued to come on.
Yeah, no, they're cute to come on when Beetlejuice, when they finally say Beetlejuice 3 times. Mm-hmm. That's when they come on. And it's like a little crazy. You know, it could be a little distracting to some of the other players, but
I bet they like it.
I think they're used to it now.
Yeah, yeah.
I have to get here super early because you see these huge timpani heads, and I have all these different kinds of drum heads, this bass drum, and the problem is they pump cold air in during the show and then they shut off the air, so the drums like expand and contract.
So you have to retune every day,
I have to
right?
retune it
yeah.
every day, even during the show, because
mid-show, really?
Very hard, as you know. It's very loud.
It is very loud.
But it's fun. Let me show my favorite instrument.
Yeah, you got some fun toys in here.
This is my favorite one right here. The water phone.
When do you use this?
This is during like Girl Scout when they go into the creepy house. You've heard this on like every creepy movie.
Let me get a little farther away.
Ever. You use like a violin bow that I've totally destroyed. But
cool.
and then there's water in there, so it like makes that like, it's so creepy. But I love it. I love it. We have fun doing that.
Any other fun toys?
Oh, there's lots of fun toys.
I mean, that's the most fun one.
That is definitely the most fun one. Different kind. I mean, there's like a flexitone. This is called a flexitone. Yeah, I know. That's right. That's right.
Okay, well, thanks, Josh. Hi, BroadwayWorld. This is Josh Samuels.